Hey, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Chastity. Here we talk about beauty, entertainment, celebrities, books, movies, animes, TV shows, and kind of anything else that garners my attention this week. So, hi, editing Chastity. So, I filmed this video Thursday, April Fool's Day. Um, when I filmed this video, James Charles had not done his apology. And while I am now editing this video, he has released his apology. So I'm going to finish editing what I've edited, and then I'm going to watch his apology video and then tack that on to the end of this video and release it all together. I'm not going to do two separate videos, but just know, like, before you get, like, your panties in a bunch and be like, well, in his apology video, this video was filmed beforehand earlier today. Okay? He hadn't apologized when I filmed this, so let's relax. So this is a video that I definitely said in my previous video that I was gonna do, but I wasn't planning on doing it today. But I was already, like, on my phone filming TikToks. Oh, if you don't follow me on TikTok, my TikTok is Kickback Next Door. The next is spelled NXT. Follow me there for all of my, like, that's where really my makeup content is, because I do weekly anti-hauls every single Friday. Those are a fun time if you like that content. Also, every once in a while I do anime reviews, like really quick short minute ones for animes that I don't really feel like talking about on the channel. So if you kind of like content like that, check me out over there. But anyways, I was filming that, and then I was like, let me just, since I'm here, let me pull up the camera and we're gonna talk about the James Charles situation, because we need to have several conversations about this. So I've previously done a video on James Charles when the last round of allegations had came out. That was, I feel like that was even a month ago, so do go check that video out before you watch this one. Get a little bit of tea on that. But in the month since that video, two more minors have come out showing proof of text messages, Snapchats. Really, James Charles really like him some Snapchat, and that's that's a red flag right there. If most of your communications with people are on Snapchat, I fear some things. Like, there's a reason the app where it makes things disappear is your favorite mode to talk to people is concerning. But yeah, two more minors coming forward with their allegations of varying degrees of, sexual interactions with James Charles. And when will it end? Because literally in the past 6 months, 7 people have come forward about receiving sexual messages from James Charles, 5 of which are under the age of 18. 5. 2 were legal adults, 5 were children. And this is why, like, I did not believe James Charles in his bullshit ass apology when he was like, I'm gonna be checking IDs, because you seem to not. It seems like the only IDs you seem to accept is high school ones. Because, like, the last boy, also, like, I will not be showing any, like, pictures or saying the names of any of the minors. We don't do that around here. Children are children and should be protected. But these minors, the last one in particular, the one that, like, his TikToks about James, they were all like, I miss you, that boy, all across his TikTok, you see his age. His age plays a big part of his content. He's one of those people where, like, his age is his personality. Like, he's 15 years old. Well, at the time of those TikToks, he was 15. Now he's 16. But yeah, he is his age. That is his content. He's 16 and 6'5", and he wants the world to know it. So I feel like, again, multiple of these kids that have been in James Charles DMs, their online personas, their age is readily available to be seen. So again, new boy. Well, I think there was a boy that had already came out, and then this boy. I'm getting confused trying to explain this because there's so many children. So with the latest allegations, you could see in, like, a lot of the messages between James Charles and the child, James gets very aggressive with them and tries to gaslight them. Like, it's very interesting to me that he's like, he used his smoking gun to be like, you called me cute first and you told me you were bi, so somehow that makes, this 20 something year old talking to a 15-year-old boy, okay. He gets gets very aggressive in these messages where it's just like, it's not looking good for you, Jamesy boy. And I just, how many times are we gonna go through the same song and dance? Because it seems like every 48 hours, another minor comes out and is like, James Charles was in my DMs. And like, again, these last couple boys in particular, if he just did a slight stalking, light stalking, their ages were right there for him to see. If we're gonna go with the false narrative, I mean, if we're gonna go with the narrative, sorry, not false, but if we're gonna go with the narrative that these boys all lied about their age, why are we taking people's word for it? First of all, I feel like I mentioned that in my last video. Children lie all the time, but it's your job as an adult to do your due diligence. James, you're the grown-up in these situations. You have to do your due diligence. And so they tell you they're 18. Before, he wasn't asking for IDs. And then two, these boys' social medias, again, like the last boy, his personality is his age. I checked his TikTok, like, I barely had to scroll before I saw a TikTok about his age. James does not care. I feel like James is living in a world that he feels like there's no way that he's ever truly going to, like, be canceled and truly, like, be held to task. Like, he's just doing whatever he feels like. Because I truly believe James Charles thinks he's untouchable. Especially when we've had 5 separate children who do not know each other, who came out and said, this man was texting me and he knew how old I was. Like, 5 boys have came forward. And James Charles is continuing to post and do collabs and move around like normal. And like, this is an actual issue. And I do believe a big part of the reason why James Charles has been able to like scapegoat through all of this is like, one, he's reached that place where he's so problematic that they can't be canceled. It's like the Nikita Dragons, the Trisha Paytas. They've just done so much that they've become uncancelable. Also, it's not lost on me that like a big reason for why I feel like he's kind of getting away with this is because the people being preyed upon are boys instead of girls. And I absolutely hate that. Like, because I do believe if James Charles was preying on young girls, we would have a little bit more of a pushback to get him canceled and get him the fuck up out of here and away from children. But because he's preying on boys, and boys are just so unprotected, and it's just kind of like boys are allowed to have sex even when it's fully grown people they're having sex, like, just the things that are the what feels like freedom but is really just negligence boys are allowed to have is what's feeding into this. Because again, and I hate like to put if you have to say like, if this was 5 underage girls coming forward and saying he was doing this, that y'all would do something. That's absolutely the fucking case. I feel like I touched on this on my last James Charles video, but like, I need to reiterate this. Content creators, internet personalities, whoever the fuck you are, your fan base is not a dating pool. Those are not people that you have sex with. Those are not people who you date. These are people who adore you, and for a lot of the times would do a lot of irrational things for you if you ask them to do that. And nothing about that is the basis of any forms of healthy relationships, sexual or otherwise. Especially when you have such a young audience. Why even play these games? Why even possibly get yourself in trouble? Because people like James Charles, he has a very young audience. Why are you looking for boyfriends when there's a sea of minors that follow you? Because I truthfully and honestly don't know anybody in their mid to late 20s that like, oh, I stan James Charles, because we all know better. Children follow you. So why are you confused that when you cast your line out through your sea of fans, you're pulling up children? That's who you make content for. That is your biggest audience. But even if you do have like an audience and like everyone's of age, please leave them alone. Your audience are not for you to date. The power imbalances content creators and fans have, it's it's so huge. These are people. Did we not see what happened with David Dobrik and a lot of things that he was doing to fans? Not him in particular, but what Dirty Dom was. Okay, the relationship is not healthy. You cannot consent to things when those are the parameters. It's nearly impossible, especially when these relationships are, in a lot of cases, parasocial in nature. These are people who think they know you, who view you as their friend, and y'all don't even actually know each other. And these are people you want to have sex with and have relationships with and so forth. Does that make sense to you? Does that go off in the brain? Like, you don't think that's weird? Someone that looks up to you like this is a person you want to have sex with? You don't want to have sex with people, you don't want to have a relationship with people who view you as an equal. That seems to be the issue here. You don't want to feel like equals, you want to have a power imbalance. And like James is not looking good and hasn't looked good for months. The amount of underage people, and listen, I feel like I was one of the people that at first I was trying to be on James' side, especially when those original couple boys were just like lying about being gay and lying and stuff like that to try to bait him and catch him. Okay, sure, they were wrong. But like now, what's the excuse? It's minors. And it's just like, you are the adult in these situations now, James. You are the grown up. You have to do your due diligence and ask for IDs. And again, just light stalking. Because these kids aren't hiding their age the way you seem to act like they are. Because again, it took all of us 2.5 seconds to find out the boy was 15, turning 16. So why couldn't you do it, James? Especially when you wished him happy birthday. Why? Like, at this point, he's just continuing playing with fire, flying close to the sun he possibly can. And I fear he's reached a point where he can't be held accountable. The way that like Trisha Paytas and Nikita Dragun are at this point where you really can't cancel them, I truly fear that James Charles is pretty much reached that point. And it really bothers me that he just gets to get away with this scot-free. He gets to just be a predator and just like creep on his underage fans and no repercussions. Nothing. I think the most is like he's not hosting his the instant celebrity thingy, his little show. That's the most he's dealt with, and we don't even know if like he's not the host because of these allegations. And it's just because people have been canceled for less, and like that's what bothers me, is he is a known predator. He just gets to roam the streets, just roam them in the DMs children. So yeah, that's pretty much it with this rant. I don't have any notes. I've just been going off top of the head this whole time. But I just really needed to get this out, and I really didn't want to wait till Sunday. I was just like, you know what, I'm here, I'm filming already. Let me just get a quick video out, because I just don't understand how he's just been given all of these opportunities to just continue to make the same mistake over and over and over again. The apologies don't matter if behavior has not changed. So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on this whole situation? Are you also confused why this man is still not up out of here? Like, are you lost as I am? Okay, so I just got done watching James Charles' video. Not just got down, because I had to watch it twice very quickly and at like 2 times speed and make notes. Right now it is 4:03. This video originally was supposed to go up by 5. Let's see if we can still... I edit fast, so I just might. Also, like, it might take a little quicker because, like, a lot of the points he spoke about in the video, I have already spoke about in this video. Like, in the original half of this video that I filmed before his, I pretty much hit on a lot of these points, so I really don't have to reiterate some things. So I definitely feel like if you haven't watched his apology, watch it. So because I really don't feel like I really need to rehash a lot of that, because I did a pretty good job talking about it in this video and in my previous James Charles video. Links to that will be in my description box below. But yeah, let's get into this. So a point from his video that I brought this up in my original James Charles video is that he's desperate. And I said that his actions are the actions of a desperate man looking for a boyfriend, or not just a man, but a desperate person in general, looking for a partner in all the wrong places. And I'm happy that he admitted that he was being desperate, because these actions are thirsty, and I'm so sorry for what's happening. The sun is going down. It's 4 o'clock. But yeah, he admits that he was being very desperate, because you can tell James never had the chance to date normally before he was thrusted into fame, right? Because he was like, what, 16 to 18 years old when he was a cover boy, and then like boom, he's the most popular teenager in the world. So he never really had the chance to build healthy relationships, especially like being a young queer person. Dating is already a little bit difficult and a lot different than dating as someone who's heterosexual. So you have that tacked on top of it. And he was desperate to have a boyfriend because everyone else his age is dating and having relationships and going on vacation. You know that FOMO of he sees what everyone else has and he wants that as well. And that kind of fueled his desperation, and that's what caused a lot of these actions. You know, like he admits that he was infantilized by the idea of being in a relationship, and that clouded his judgment when there were plenty of red flags in front of his face, like people saying that they're 18, but then talking about how, what is it, Bjork is their favorite show. Like, that's not adding up. The math's not mathing there. There were a lot of places where there were red flags that the people he was talking to were not of age, but because he so desperately wanted to be in a relationship, he kind of let things slide until it was like too in his face for him to just pretend nothing was going on. He also does talk about how like being thrusted into fame at such a young age has really affected him, which is something I don't think anyone can really disagree with. That's why like I don't like the idea of children's channel or like kids being a big part of parents' channels, because we really don't understand like what this type of fame can do to kids. And I feel like James is a great example of being too young but given all of this power that the internet holds, and like, well, we see where he is now and the behavior he has with these boys. James also brings up the fact that he was basically using his For You page on TikTok as like Tinder, like just scrolling through there looking for boys, which I find is the dumbest thing you can do, especially when the demographic of TikTok is underage. Again, you're casting your line out in a sea of children expecting to find an adult. And again, he talks about like not doing his due diligence. Again, a lot of these points he made in his video, I actually have already like covered. Listen, third eye open. I be telling y'all I got third eye, and she be knowing shit, like, because I talked about this. Him not taking accountability, him not doing his due diligence as an adult and understanding that he is the adult in this situation and it's his fault regardless if these kids lied. You're the adult. You're the person that's supposed to be making the right decisions and being smart about it. Again, someone tells you they're 18 but has no proof to show you that, you need to bounce. Don't get yourself caught up, because kids will be kids, but you're grown. Your actions hold the most weight. James also brings up power balances and explains how, because these boys were like getting into contact with him first, he couldn't understand how there could be a power imbalance, but now he is aware that like that this idea of a celebrity, even if you hit them up first, you're way more willing to do things you're not normally want to because you idolize someone. So I am happy that he has been listening to the dragging he's been getting. He seems I will say that like he seems receptive to what we've all been saying. Still, it's just like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, I'm happy you're apologizing, but it's like the thing you're apologizing for is not that great. And it's just, again, the lack of due diligence. It really bothers me. Like, because he seems so out of touch with reality, not understanding the fact that he is who he is, and he seems to move like he's not James Charles. And but it seems words are nice, but actions matter more. So we'll see as time goes on if we see more minors coming forward. Also, we also have to pay attention with the dates, because maybe some minors haven't come out yet, but they will in the future. So we'll see if there's any recent. So April 1st forward, any minors coming forward, and we'll see how that works. You know, James states that he's going to take a break from the internet for a specific amount of time, then he's going to come back, you know, as YouTubers do. Now, again, I think it was a good apology. Like, does it hit all the notes of what a good apology is supposed to have? Yes. But now we're waiting on action. We're waiting to see how he moves forward from this point. And is he going to move differently? Again, it's asking for ID and, like, information that adults should have. And it's just simple due diligence and going on people's TikToks and seeing how old they are. So I am happy that he seems to, because his reactions before were very defensive and it proved he did these things. But right now, because the video is called like taking accountability, so it appears like he's taking accountability. But again, we simply just have to see. I'm happy that he addressed the root of the problem, which is his desperation, because it was giving desperate. It truly was. It was like, baby, let's do better. So I'm happy he addressed that and just where this comes from. So now let's see if the behavior moving forward is in line with this apology. Because this reaction was what you're supposed to react to as an adult. Before it was very reactionary, I didn't do anything. They hit me up first, even though they're children, and that doesn't matter. So we'll see. Again, this will be a situation we're all gonna watch. I really do hope this is the end, because I'm tired of seeing this. I'm tired of seeing him with these little boys. Like, this is a problem. Like, an actual problem. Hopefully he stops using his fans as a dating pool. Okay? You can't date your fans. No. You can't do that. But yeah, again, flowery words are nice. Behavior is what really matters. We'll see. Do you guys not accept, just don't like give a fuck about that. But what do you guys think about this apology? What do you think about the points he hit in these apologies? And do you think there's possibly any change in the future for James? Or are you just like, give it a couple months and he'll be right back at it? But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is my new hair. I got it yesterday. It came a day early. It was supposed to come today, Thursday, but it came yesterday. And I really like it. I'm going to talk about this hair and like the haul I'm going to do. And then probably like in like 6 months or so, I'll do like an update on this hair. And, you know, but like, don't worry, we'll be getting details on this hair. I love it. It looks really natural in my opinion. Because I got it at 150 density because I wanted it to look super natural. And I think it does. So yeah. I think that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.